Chronic. Tick. Boom. Your favorite day of the week has arrived once again. Welcome to Meltdown Monday, everybody. As always, you know who I am by now. I'm your Tomcat. I'm Tom Finkill, repping it over here in beautiful Manchester. The sun has been shining today. Unfortunately, I've been stuck in a shopping mall with three screaming girls that are on school vacation. It was like the seventh level of hell, but we are on the up. We are literally about to take it just a little bit higher as I get ready to introduce my tag team partner, the finest man in any room. And from the picture that he sent me while I was at the mall, we've got some heat right now. He is a legend, a three-time tag team champion, and a wrestling life Hall of Famer from the class of 2026. You know him. He's the creation of devastation. It's Bryan Tom.
Thank you for that hot tag, Tomcat. Don't get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen. He is a that's right, three-time UK host of the year. The Tomcat just runs the UK, Manchester, London. He does it all, man. I'm lucky to have him as my partner. Blessed, as they say, no doubt. Tom, you did get a picture from me today. I was soaking it up in the hot tub, and I just wanted you to know how I was thinking about you. That's all.
And what were the four words that I sent you back from that message?
I think you said, get ready for the show, and I don't remember.
The four words that I sent to Bryan were, "You make me sick."
Something like, hey, it's 71 degrees out here today, and beautiful weather here in Tucson, north of Tucson, I should say. And yeah, man, great day. And we have got a great meltdown show for you all today. So make sure you listen to the end, like, subscribe, check us out. Are we ready to roll, Tomcat?
We're in trouble. We're in big trouble.
Okay.
Are you ready for this? Let's do it.
All right, give it. Here we go. We're going to start out with our places and listeners from around the globe, ladies and gentlemen. Here are some of the places people are listening in. Let's do it. Madison Square Gardens, Royal Albert Hall, London, Tokyo, Osaka, Toronto, Boston Gardens, LA, Philly, Manchester, Rome, Singapore, Philippines, Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, Munich, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Vancouver, Berlin, Hawaii, Zurich, Lisbon again, Chicago, Calgary, Phoenix, even a man fishing on a boat in Lake Michigan is listening to the Meltdown today. Hey, we love it because each and every week we discuss great times with our guests and we have real conversation. We're learning from history in the past and kicking the door in on 2026 with yours truly and the Tomcat along. We are glad you are here for this episode of the Meltdown. So let's not wait anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, today's guest is a man who gives sidewalk slams for a living and somehow still manages to dominate social media. He's built with barn door delts and barely fits on most television screens at 6'12". He travels more than budget airlines and has probably ice-packed more body parts than a professional hockey team. Please welcome to our stage here, ladies and gentlemen. The Meltdown brings you Big Trouble, Ben Bishop.
Wow. Wow. What an intro. That is the number one intro I've ever gotten on a podcast, BC. Let me tell you, man, that is something. Maybe that's the reason. That's the reason I haven't been signed yet, because I can't fit on TV. I'm going to go with that from now on. I'm going to tell people I GIF and the screen. That's it. There you go. Now I have an answer. No, man, thank you so much, fellas. It's actually a pleasure to be here. I'm honored to be on the show, and yeah, we're gonna have a good time. This is great.
Well, we're going to raise a glass in your honor, good sir. Welcome to the
There we
Meltdown.
go.
This is
I
going to be
live.
fun. We have got loads lined up for you. We have got a treat in store for our listeners and our viewers on YouTube as well. We are going to put Ben under that magnifying glass, right under the microscope, as we play a few games, as we progress through this amazing episode. Brian, can you believe it's episode 41 already? We
I
are
know,
coming up
man.
to the year, man.
I knew it was 41 today, and I was just like, wow, it really has gone by fast. We've had some amazing guests just the last few weeks. We've had Raven, we've had AEW superstars, we've had current, we've had older stars, newer stars, a little bit of everybody. Great managers here recently. We've had some Hall of Famers. We've had MMA Hall of Famer. So yeah, man, I love it. People are reaching out, people are coming around, and they're finally understanding what the meltdown is all about. And we always get that positive feedback. So we're looking forward to another great show, and
Hell
we've
yeah.
got a great guest right here in front of us.
Awesome. I learned a few months back, Raven lives 5 minutes from me down here outside of in Ackworth, Georgia. I had no idea.
Oh,
I had to drive him back from a show one day to his hotel, and we got to talking. And yeah, he lives about five minutes down the road. I
well,
couldn't believe it.
yours truly lived on Lake Ackworth also.
Did you? No way.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I knew all you guys were down here at some point.
I had Rick Steiner on one side of me and Scott Steiner on the other.
Oh boy.
Now that's a sandwich, right?
But yeah,
Jesus
That is
Christ.
that is something. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure the
yeah,
stories. I'm sure you could fill more than 45 minutes of stories there.
yeah.
But
We would race jet skis all over the lake,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was
Oh,
so
it's a
much
beautiful
fun.
lake. It's a beautiful lake.
Yeah,
Yeah, I live about. I'm real close to
awesome.
Lake Ackworth right now too. But yeah, I'm right in
Good
Ackworth,
deal.
Georgia. So
Well, seeing as we're
I
just
know it.
talking about some legendary names right there, let's just hit you with your first question. What are some of the legendary names that you grew up loving? Who are the
oh,
ones
dude.
that meant the most to you?
I mean, I was always a fan. It's easy with me. I mean, when I first turned on pro wrestling in around like 99, like 98, 99, 2000 was when I really paid the most attention to it. I was a WCW guy, and and I'm not just saying that to blow smoke on this podcast, but I really was. I really was. Like I didn't I turned it on and I didn't know really yet what WWF was because I didn't watch it. I was at my grandparents' house and I was living there at the time and I remember turning on the TV and seeing like I've always heard of like Hulk Hogan, but I wasn't around during like the 80s run or like the Red. I only knew him as Hollywood Hulk Hogan, right? So I saw him, I'm like, oh, okay. And then I saw like the Kevin Nashes, right? And like the Sid Vicious, and then of course Chronic and all the big guys. Is what I was drawn to because I was always big. Like growing up, I never hit like a huge growth spurt. I was always the biggest kid in every class I was in. So, something like wrestling, I'm like when you're such a big kid, it was always hard to like and I almost like fit in or see where you kind of fit in. Um, and I remember with wrestling, I'm like, oh, these are like all big guys and they look cool and they got these great looks. And I was always so drawn to it. So, all the big guys in the past, that's really what who I was watching. And still to this day, I mean, I don't think I can go on a tirade about it. I don't think there's enough anymore. But in the sport of professional wrestling, but we can save that for another conversation.
Yeah, well, we hit it home there, and I mean, I think we both were brought to the dance by the love of the spectacle that is professional wrestling and
Mhm.
everything that it was throughout the 80s and the 90s and the noughties. And WCW played a massive part in my fandom as well. So as we get into that conversation, it's a perfect segue to hit Big Trouble Ben Bishop with his first game of the
Oh boy.
show. And this one, Brian, are you ready? Let's rub those hands together. It's time
I gotta get
for Winner
nervous.
Stays On. And we are going to hit Ben with some big names from WCW's past,
All
but
right.
not the creme de la creme. Everybody knows Hollywood Hogan. Everybody knows
Okay.
Kevin
Yeah.
Nash. Everyone knows Goldberg and Ric Flair and etc., etc.,
Oh
etc.
boy.
The ones that I'm going to hit you with to find out who you're going to put over from one to the next are the ones the characters, the superstars, the athletes that I felt were the most underutilized,
Okay.
underappreciated, but that shone greater than anybody else, in my own opinion.
I like this. I might be biased. I've met a lot of these guys now because I'm in Atlanta, so I might have to put personal bias. I don't know. Maybe have to keep personal bias and put it aside on this one. We'll see.
Exactly.
All
Yeah, just go with what you
right.
feel, man. That's it.
Yeah, I'll do. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, there's
Yep.
nothing like Heat Central. We'll get by it.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
do it. Let's do it. All right, we're ready to play. First two names I'm going to lay up for you in our WCW special is Vampiro or Glacier.
Oh my God. Oh, two great guys. Ray's an amazing guy. I have to say that I don't know if I'm derailing this game, but I have to give a funny story about Vampiro.
All right, we'll
So,
put,
All
we'll
right,
put a pin in the
let's hear
game.
that.
Tell
Let's
us a
hear it.
Vampiro
all right,
story,
I
and
gotta
we're
tell
going to
this
go
man.
quick fire.
So all right, so I gotta pick. I better pick Glacier here because I've trained with Ray and he's an outstanding human being.
Yes.
Vampiro is too, but funny. I was in a battle royal. Right, it was at WrestleCade a few years back. I think it was 2023. And I'm in the match, and there's a guy in the match, and we're all wrestling, punches and kicks, right in the battle royal, just doing whatever. All of a sudden, I got a guy in the corner. I'm trying to put him over, I'm trying to get him over the top. He's like, "Oh, it's not my time yet. It's not my time yet." I'm like, "Who is this guy in jeans and a t-shirt?" Turns out it was Vampiro the whole time, and I had no. He's like, "Come on, kid, I'm not supposed to go out yet." I'm like, "Who is this guy?" Because he didn't have the whole getup on, so I had no idea
Oh,
who he
wow.
was. So I felt so bad. I was like, "Oh, my bad." He's like, "Ah, no, you're good." But I'll go with Glacier. I'll go with Ray. He's awesome.
All right, so let's ask that question one more time. Glacier, Vampiro.
Glacier.
Glacier or Raven?
Glacier.
Glacier or Juventud Guerrera?
Oh, I'm still going with Glacier.
Glacier or Canyon?
Oh man. Oh,
Now there's
all
where the
right.
blood runs
Yeah,
cold.
yeah. That is tough. Okay, let's go with ooh, I gotta go with Canyon. That's
Canyon
tough.
or Jericho?
Canyon.
Canyon or Bam Bam Bigelow?
Oh, big guy. Bam Bam.
Keeping with Bam. Oh no, we're swapping to Bam Bam. Bam Bam or Prince Iakea?
Bam Bam.
Bam Bam or Eddie Guerrero?
Bam Bam.
Bam Bam or Psychosis?
Oh, he was great to play with in the video game. I love
Yeah.
playing his psychosis.
You
Oh,
know it, brother.
Bam Bam. I'm sorry. I gotta go with
Okay.
him.
Bam Bam or one of our favorites, Ernest the Cat Miller?
Oh no, yeah, Ernest. Ernest, yes. Million every 10 times out of 10 is Ernest.
We are
cat.
going to jump back and kiss ourselves. Ernest the Cat Miller or Mike Awesome?
Oh
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Oh, now I'm going against the grain when I talk about big guys.
Big guys, man.
Mike was awesome. He was awesome.
He
No
could
pun
do it
intended.
all.
He could, but no, cat, man.
cat.
Stick with the
It's
cat.
cat.
Some more Meltdown alumni. The Cat or Alex Wright?
Oh, the cat.
The Cat or Disco Inferno?
Cat.
The Cat or Billy Kidman?
Cat.
Boom! The Cat has
Cat.
gone over. We will
Cat,
shake it
yeah.
up. Yes.
Oh,
Love
Ernest,
that.
Ernest, man, what
Uh,
a character. You
I
know
know.
what? The cat wasn't a character. That was just him.
That's him.
He is everything you get. What you see is what you get with Ernest, man. He is the best.
So true. Yeah. He was one of our first guests here, and I've known Ernest, of course, all the way back to WCW when he first
Yeah.
walked into the building. I mean, he was part of our little four-man crew there with Ray and Canyon and myself.
Mhm.
But yeah, Ernest is funny, man. When you interview him, you just gotta it just goes everywhere. You know, but
I did his
it's all-
podcast recently. It went everywhere, every
Okay.
which way.
yeah, he's fun though, man. We had a blast with him.
Yeah,
He is,
absolutely.
honestly.
One of a kind.
Yep.
We laid up that interview by saying, notice we're going to stick to about an hour. It's our sweet spot. And an hour and 45 minutes in, I think it sort of registered with him that we'd gone a little bit over our time schedule. Hey ho, the stories were incredible. In fact, so
Oh.
much so that I played one for my son yesterday when he's talking about being in the locker room with James
Oh.
Brown. And James Brown dropping N-bombs. And he was like, if it was
Oh.
anybody else but James Brown, I'd have kicked his head off. I was like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
amazing. Amazing.
Oh man,
So
I
Ernest,
gotta go back and listen to that one because oh man, he's the best.
he really is the best. Raise those glasses up to Ernest the Cat Miller. We love you, brother. Chin chin to you. Even though I've got Dog Dad on the cup today, Brian.
Oh
We're
yeah,
talking about
look at
cats.
that.
We're rocking the Dog Dads. We are. You did very well there, good sir. Well done, well done, well done. Well, we're going to bring it back to your own experiences in professional
Okay.
wrestling. We just touched on WCW. Talk to us a little bit about your training experiences when you
Yeah.
first started. Let's talk a little
Yeah.
bit about that.
So, speaking of wrestlers back like in the like 90s wrestlers, really, how I got started. So I was always a fan, right? I played college basketball. I played a little bit of Australian football. And I was about 29 years old and I was kind of like I didn't really know what I wanted to do like else. I always wanted to do something like because I can never just like, do the 9 to 5 and then, that's it, right? Like I always felt like I needed something else. So I didn't know. I didn't know what I was going to do. And then one day I was listening to Busted Open Radio and Enzo was actually on. And he was talking about that he was going to be in the Baltimore area, 'cause that's where I was living at the time, for a show called Adrenaline Championship Wrestling. So I was like, I'm not doing. My wife was dog sitting for a friend that night. I had nothing to do. It was a Friday night, so I'm like, I haven't been to an indie show in at that point like 5 years. So I'm like, I'll go and check it out. So I go. It's in a place called it's in Halethorpe, Maryland. So it's just around Baltimore, and I'm standing there at intermission, and Gilbert, Dwayne Gill, actually walks up to me, and he's like, "Hey man, who are you?" It's like I'm just Ben, and he's like, "Are you a worker?" And I didn't know what that meant, so I just said I have a job, and he's like, "No man, are you a wrestler?" I was like, "No, do you want to be?" I said, "Sure, why not?" I'm pretty agreeable. So so he walks me up to James Ellsworth, who has trained a few people, doesn't have an official school, but and started training me the next day. I would train before shows. I would go to um, this guy Nick Taylor, who had a ring at his house, and I would train there as well. And then I would just started going on the road with Ellsworth, learning the ropes from there. But it was kind of just a spur of the moment thing. Like I always wanted to do it. I just didn't know how. I didn't really take the initiative until Dwayne Gill walked up to me that day at a VFW and outside of Baltimore. And the rest is history, 7 years ago. So
Wow.
yeah, it was okay. There wasn't any like, I'm going to the school, I'm doing it. It was
Yeah.
just, it
But
was, thank God I
that's
showed
not a
up.
that's not a bad way to get introduced to the business, honestly.
Yeah.
It was probably better than going to a school, being
Hmm.
just brought in that way. I think it's great. While we're talking about indie wrestling here, I want to know what are people's some big misconceptions about indie wrestling? What are some of the things that because I know it's changed, but like I was watching some of your matches this past week, and I noticed there was one in Noonan, Georgia, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I've wrestled in Noonan, like all the
Yeah.
places that you go, because the Southeast, that's just the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I just, it's in the high school gyms and those kind of places. But
Hmm.
what's a misconception you think that people think
Yeah,
about
I think there's misconceptions on both ends of the spectrum here because I think
it?
some people will think one, I will get on one side people being like, "Oh man, you're traveling, every must be make you're a wrestler, you must be making so much money on the indies," and it's like, oh well, it's not really like that. Some people do,
Yeah,
some people can really make a great living on the indies, but it's a lot of people who are coming off TV or have
right.
have a name already.
Mhm.
And that makes sense, right? Like the Cardonas of the world, who was able for 5 years to make a great living off the indies, but that was from all of his just hard work. He wasn't just basing it off his WWE name. Um, but other things like I try to tell people, like, because wrestling's always really has been looked at as like lowbrow entertainment by the casual, but by most of the population, right? It's like that's what people kind of think of it as. But what I try to tell people, it's just like going to see stand-up comedy or going to see a band at a bar. Like you're watching people who are trying to live a dream, whether they have aspirations to make it into the big leagues per se, or they're just a weekend warrior and this is just fun for them and they just want to do something that breaks up the monotony of life. So what I tell people is just like it's not like we're all out there and like we're savages and we're all just kind of like these like barbaric individuals, right? Like we go out there, we want to entertain, we want to have a good time. And on the indie wrestling side, if people are independent wrestling, they're doing it because they love it. Nobody's doing it because I'm trying to make all this money right now. Like, right? So a lot of people are doing it just for the love of the game. And I always say, like, to even a lot of my friends who aren't wrestling fans, I tell them all the time, come to a show. Like, you're gonna have fun, not just to see me, but you're gonna have fun like seeing like watching this because it's very interactive. Again, it's like going to see a band at a bar with like a few hundred people. You know, it's more intimate. You get to see. It's not like you're watching a TV show where they're playing for the camera. We're not playing for the camera. We're playing for the people in the audience. And so they're involved. You get to and then you get to meet them at the meet and greets and most people that have never been to an independent wrestling show at once I see them afterward, they're like, I've never been. I always hear the same thing. I've never been to one, but that was so much fun. I can't wait to come back. You know, because it's a fun well, hopefully 2 to 2.5 hours, and it doesn't go into three and a half, because that's also the bane of my existence when shows run that long. But if you guys 2.5 hours show, something to do, something different, especially when there's booze involved, because people enjoy that. So if you involve that, people tend to like to show up more. But yeah, I just say it can be one of the most fun, like inexpensive experiences that you can have. I tell people.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure Brian will agree with that as well. When it comes to actual wrestling fandom, I guess for me being sort of in a journalist role, we see all the time from fans, from people that have never actually seen any kind of product that would naysay wrestling. They would be completely against it because it's that stuff that you might just see on the TV and flick past it. And I think Jeff Jarrett laid it up really, really well. And we've said this before back in the show that for some people, no explanation is ever going to be warranted. But for other people who do love it, no explanation needed. You will love it
Exactly.
and
That's a great way to put it.
you will fall into it and you will fall in love with professional wrestling. Well, falling in love with professional wrestling, Ben, and getting to perform as you do so spectacularly,
Oh.
you have only gone and broke the internet. Let's talk about how amazing your socials are. Let's talk about that. When did you first realize that you were this viral sensation?
That's first. Well, so it all comes down to like I'm gonna take it back a bit, but as a big guy in wrestling, I was told from when I started, right? Like it's like, oh, you know what, you're gonna be fine. 6 months to a year, Vince is gonna love you. You're gonna be signed. You're gonna be fine. You'll be here. You'll be here. Oh, 2 years, you'll be fine. You'll be signed. So a lot for my first like, 4-ish years. I kind of just rested on my laurels, and I always kept my body in like good enough shape, and I always tried to continue working and training and getting out there as much as possible. But I was always in the back of my mind like, oh, I'm gonna be signed, like whatever, like this is like it's just a matter of time. Like, oh, it's 2 years, in next few months, next few months, and so I always thought that, and because people kept telling me that, everybody just kept saying, you're fine, oh kid, you're good, you're good, you're good. And so it hit about like 2023, about midway through 2023. And I was just kind of like, man, this isn't happening. Like everyone keeps telling me, oh, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. I'm like, it's not. And so like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing wrong? And I almost was kind of just like, I think I'm just going to be done with this because I just didn't, maybe it's not for me. Maybe it just like people keep telling me, but I'm like, hey, it's not happening. So maybe it's just not for me. And so, I started thinking of like what I want to do, and a buddy of mine reached out to me, and he used to work for Barstool Sports, and he ran the wrestling. He was the producer for the wrestling podcast with Brandon Walker, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to start like do like a podcast?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? Why not? Doesn't hurt, right? We'll do something like something just this to." Break it up. Maybe I can kind of reignite a flame or something. And he said to me, he's like, what would be good is like the podcast is good, but we really need like content too. Like we need like more content. Like we just need to, to get our names out there. We need to produce more content. So I'm like, well, what are we gonna do? Like, I don't know. And so I just thought of like, I want to put this guy over because he was one of the first ones to kind of do this type of genre online wrestling humor, Jack Vaughn.
Oh yeah.
So seeing like what Jack Vaughn did, and then of course like what Matt Cardona did over the years with Z Long Island Story, which I was a big fan of in like 2011, 2012. Um, I was like, you know what, I'm always in the car, I'm in locker rooms, and I consider my type of humor like locker room humor, right? Like the people that get it, you know. And so I was kind of just like, we always make these jokes about like crappy promoters or rundown venues or just like the pitfalls and the stuff we always laugh about. Us wrestlers will laugh about the indies or about wrestling, the carniness of it, right? I'm like, maybe I just put this into like video form and I start making like jokes about it. And I just did it to pop myself because I'm like, it's something it's just making me laugh, right? And it's like kind of cathartic at the end of the day. So I started to just make these videos and I just said, like, you know what? If this blows up in my face and I get a ton of heat, so be it. I was gonna quit it anyway. So you know what? It gives me a reason. So I just started doing them, and then all of a sudden, like more and more people are like, I don't know what you're doing, but it's pretty good. I was like, I guess so. And I just started like pumping it out, trying to get more and more out each day. And it kind of all came to a head when I got that opportunity with AEW and on Rampage, where I kind of because I got that based off of the videos, and I wasn't really popping off much yet. I was kind of still like on the come up with them, but enough people were seeing them that people, when I went to AEW, people kept coming up to me and saying like, "Oh, you're the guy that does those videos. I didn't know you were this tall." That's usually what people say too. So I had that match at Roderick Strong, who's, an amazing wrestler, one of the best wrestlers in the past 20 years. He is half my size, and that's not a joke. And the match was a minute and 15 seconds long, and we had to make it. And so I thought, what am I going to do after this? Am I going to go out here? Am I just going to put up a picture and be like, "Hey, it was so great to be here. Thank you, AEW, so much for having me," and that type of thing? Or am I going to have some fun with this? And so I was like, I'm gonna make a highlight video. I want to put it to My Sacrifice by Creed, of basically me just posing to the hard cam over and over again. And then I thought about the video with my wife sitting on the
Oh,
couch
yeah.
and watching
That's
it
great.
over. And so I just thought of those things, and I'm like, you know what? Again, if it blows up in my face and they're like, "Never come back, we hate you," or something like that, whatever. It was
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, you know what, I want to have fun, and that's the point of it. And then from there it started just kind of continuing to build off that. And I never wanted to be a one trick pony. I didn't want to just do one thing and keep hammering on. I wanted to see how much I can expand, so I created the Bob Furio, the Shinny promoter character, the Tribal Keith
Great.
character,
Uh,
and then like the Sultry Steve, and like that, just wrestling tropes that we all see as wrestlers, and just making stereotypical characters based off those people. And that was, and at the end of the day, Tom, Brian, like I do it because it's fun. Like in some videos are a huge hit, some do okay, some don't do well, but like it keeps me busy and it keeps me entertained and it keeps me having fun within wrestling. So I don't get, because wrestling's so easy, and Brian, you can attest to this. It's so easy to get so frustrated and just beat yourself up mentally over this stuff. We already beat ourselves up physically, but mentally, really, we can get
yeah.
so mentally beat up over, when's it going to be my time, or why aren't I getting this push, or whatever it may be. Um, and so this stuff kind of keeps me like having fun with it and always remembering like it's just a big circus. That's all it is. It's a big circus. We're entertainers, and that's what we got to do. And that's what I want to do. And that's why I use the social media, so I can be seen by a ton of people, have that opportunity. Because you go to these indie shows, again, three, four, 500 people max. Those are the people that are going to see it. Maybe 10% of those people are on Twitter. Maybe 10% of that people will actually talk about you,
Yeah.
and so I want to be able to reach the largest group of people, and the only way to do that these days, really, on your own, is through social media.
And it's like it's personal branding, actually, it's what you're
Yeah.
doing. I mean, like I watched the one with Jelly Roll today.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I was laughing the whole time. I even commented on it. But man, you really do you're very versatile in all the stuff you do. Each character is funny, and I just say keep doing it, man. Because I can tell, I can look like with Tom and I when we do this show, we enjoy the ride, and I sort of see that's what you're doing with your characters and everything you're doing. You're enjoying the ride,
Mhm.
and that's the big part of it, because there's nothing wrong with stop and smell the roses for a moment, and then
Nothing wrong
better
with it.
things is going to happen, man. So you're
That
doing
that that's that is, you're spot on, Brian, because we don't often do that. And
Yeah.
you can say the same thing that happened to you. You're like, oh man, why isn't, I want to get to this point, but like you forget all the cool things that you've done. And I've done cool things. My wife reminds me that all the time. And she just says like, you beat yourself up so much about like not, having that contract, right? Like getting that big deal or being on TV. But like, look at what you're doing. You have all these people that follow you, these people who are on TV, who are currently or were on TV, or former stars, veterans of the business. They all like your stuff. They're putting you over. They're saying nice things about you. You've done cool stuff. You've got to try out for WWE twice. I got to be on Young Rock. Got to go to, another one of my favorites from WCW back in the DDP. I get to go over his house and work out with him and become friendly with him as well. And just all things through wrestling that I never thought I'd be able to do, right? Like wrestling guys who I watched on TV, or, and having the mutual respect from peers and veterans alike in wrestling. And stuff I never, 7 years ago, you told Ben that in 2019, I was like, yeah, no way. Like, no way. And so it's hard because I'm so goal oriented and I want to get to that point. But at the same time, it's so important to, like you said, stop and smell the roses, because a watched pot never boils. It doesn't. So if you sit there and you're waiting for it to happen, you're not going to enjoy the ride. And that's really what I have been trying to tell myself. And I'm victim to it sometimes, and I still get in my head about it. But you got to be like, hey, this is cool. Like doing cool stuff like this, I never thought I would do it in 2019. So this is it's been a fun ride. It really has.
I want to squeeze this one in before Tom gets to the next question. Real quick,
Yeah.
I want to know about you and Big Papa Pump recently. Just real quick, give me some of that.
So me and Scott, I met Scott back in August of 2024, I think. I think that's when it was. And he was on a show. It was James Ellsworth's Adrenaline Championship Wrestling show. And he's a character, man.
Oh yeah.
He's a trip. So
Yep.
I mean, how Scott is. I don't have to explain it. But Scott, he comes in and he's just kind of hanging out in the locker room, looking around, and keeping to himself. And I start talking to him, and then I kind of tell him I'm an athlete. So I played basketball. And so now he starts to open up more. So now he's like, okay, played basketball. His son plays basketball. One of the most freakish athletic family of all time. So like all of them are Division I athletes. So I just talking, and if he finds out, I tell him I'm in Ackworth, and he had he's in, I don't think he lives in Woodstock maybe, or around
That
there,
area. Yeah.
but he had the restaurant in Ackworth, Shoney's.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So then we started bonding, and then we were he was managing me on the show. So, but with Scott, you're going first. I'm the first match, and Scott, as soon as he comes out with me, we do the two sweet, he's in his car. He's out there. And so
Uh,
now, a few months later, about a year and a half a year later, I see him again on a show in Mississippi. This show was in Maryland. This one's in Mississippi. And I see him again. He looks and he remembers me. He looks at me and I smile like we're doing the same thing. First show, too sweet. He's at. And I tell him when I do it, I'm like, Scott, why don't we just make this a thing, man? It's like you have the best gig here. You're in and out. And I actually popped him a little bit. He started laughing as soon as I made my entrance. I was like, let's just make a thing out of this. Just give me that walk out, call the guy I'm wrestling fat, and we'll do the two sweet. And get in
bury
your car and
everybody in the
leave.
front row.
Yeah, bury everyone in the front row. Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That was it. And he is funny, man. He is
He is.
he's a trip. I tell everyone, it's like you gotta approach Scott the right way. You gotta make sure you know what you're getting with Scott. And I think now he kind of, once he respects you though, he'll respect you, and you got to
Yeah.
get on his good side.
Yeah. Really
Yeah.
like him. So yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, he's cool.
Scotty is the ultimate legend. And speaking of legends, has there anybody that has dropped in from a legends basis, dropped into your DMs with positive comments that have made you pop?
There's been a bunch, it's not as much the DMs. Really in person, it's happened a lot.
Okay.
And well, Brian being one of them, so he has, so that's one. But others, I've always said like if I came up in like 1990 to 95 and when like WCW was started, and I'm like, I think I would have been over there with all these guys. I see them all the time, and they're always putting me over. We'll talk like Ernest Miller, Scotty Riggs, DDP. Even Kevin Nash. I've seen him now, and I saw him recently at after my tryout back in August, I saw him at a WrestleCon, and I was talking to somebody, and I just heard, "Hey Ben, how'd the tryout go?" And I didn't tell him. He just heard about it.
Good for
So
him.
and I sat down. I was talking to him for a little bit, because he knows that he's my favorite wrestler ever. So and so now he's become really friendly with me, and he remember him saying to me, he's like, "Listen, all the stuff that you're doing online, keep being a sarcastic asshole. It's working. It's good. I like it." So I'm like, so when he said
Yeah.
that, I was kind of like, holy shit, it was really an awesome moment for me. But yeah, it is cool. I was just on a show with, recency bias here, but I was just on a show with Heath Slater, and he said the same thing. He's like, man, you're doing great stuff. Just keep doing it. Like, they're gonna notice at some point. Like it's just inevitable. Um, and that's the type of stuff, like I said, about the stop and smell the roses. It's just like you're getting the respect from people who have done this, have done it at the highest level, means a lot. And it's never lost on me. It's always something that like I always hold dear because, like I said, like it's I never thought I would do this like 7 years ago, and it's cool to have the respect from people who I grew up watching, and I just always thought like the world of, and I thought they're just the coolest people on the planet, right? And now I consider them peers. So it's uh it's happening more and more often, and I sometimes I'm just like, whenever I hear like the keep doing what you're doing thing, and I made me and Richard Holiday made jokes about this, about keep doing what you do, because what does it mean, right? If, but it means a lot when people will say it, because and Brian, you know this. I mean, we it's a business of people burying each other. Like it's a business everyone wants to be, and nobody has to come up to you and tell you like, "Hey, you're doing a good job." Like you're not required to do that. So a lot of people won't do it unless they truly mean it, right? Like they don't not, So so yeah, it's something that I always really really do appreciate when I get those messages, or just people in person telling me positive things.
And all the shows you're working, man, you're seeing a lot of people that were here before you, like you said, all the legends and stuff, and they're giving you input, they're giving you advice and stuff. And that's great because I was in those, that same type situation where I was hoping someone would help me out. Not lucky enough, I got to have Paul Orndorff and Jim Cornette, back in
Mhm.
my time, the Smoky Mountain days, and those guys really helped me along. So that I think you're really doing that the right way also by making those connections, and of course, keep doing your social media. I know you're not planning on stopping anytime soon, which is great because you're entertaining the boys. You are popping
Mhm.
the boys.
That's it. It's all I'm
Definitely,
about. Just pop the boys, man.
it's, it's working, man. So, but I think those connections you're making now are definitely going to help you out, and because like there's a lot of, like you said, a lot of guys will not give you any good advice.
Hmm.
It's just you got to really be careful who you ask and what you take in. And
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, and that type of business. Like I always respect all the advice that I get, but
yeah,
you can't take
yeah,
all the advice, because at the end of the day, you got to be your own person.
yeah.
And I won't name the names, but like there was a 2 week period where two guys who are kind of on a equal-ish level in wrestling
Mhm.
gave me total opposite advice. Like the total of how to work, or how to, one was like, you got to move faster. One's like, you got to slow down. And it was just the same within a 2 week period. I got the same thing. I heard the same thing. So
Mhm.
it's one of those things where like at the end of the day, whatever comes more natural is whatever comes more natural to you is what you should do. And like whatever you can make look good is what you should do. And like and so that's just what's going to, because if you're trying to do too much, or you're trying to do too little or something, it won't look natural enough. So I've kind of got into figuring out like where I am, or kind of how I want to work. And I'm always going to take advice, and I'm always going to, like, if with tweaks and stuff, but you got to eventually settle into like where you're at, and that's kind of where I'm at.
And I can say that we were talking a little bit before we started today. I have noticed like just watching you and watching all your matches like in the fall and then coming to like January, February, I can see that you have picked up your intensity. I can see that you picked up your speed. The last few matches, man, I can just say, like, wow, this he's moving, he's more fluid, everything is connecting. So just a few
Thank
months,
you.
man. Yeah, it's looking good. I love the intensity, and I like where you're putting in the speed, but then there's times to slow it down. You had a great match with Lance. You had a great match with Dolph Cardona. I mean, you're
Mhm.
getting a lot of experience with a lot of great guys. So
Yeah, yeah. Thank
it's
you.
going to help you big time. You know that.
Yeah, thank you, man. And that was I was really happy with that match with Lance. I mean, that
Yeah.
was being a big guy who's been doing this for such a long time as he has, and he had such complimentary things to say. And he's like, I'd love to work you in Ring of Honor, AEW. He's like, I need guys. I need guys to work with. I want to work with bigger
Yeah.
guys. He just because he's the big guy there, and he's wrestling me. And he's like, oh man, I'm not used to this. He's like, being in
But
such a
you guys, I watched the psychology of it. You guys told a great story. I
Mhm.
mean, you involved a few other people in it. It worked.
Yeah,
And
man.
that's
Yeah,
what the big
thank you.
guys have to tell a story. It can't be go in, rush, flip, flip, flip. That's not what we do.
No, because yeah, right. Because there's guys that are going to do that better than us anyway. Like there's guys that are going to flip better than us. And when you see two big guys, I aforementioned, I said like it's a circus, right? Like, you can go to the circus and you got a bunch of different things, and you can see the trapeze artists or you can see the clowns, but a lot of people like to go to the circus to see the elephants, and you want to see the things that you're not normally seeing every day on the street every day, and you're going there and you got two big guys in the ring. Do you want them moving 100 miles an hour the whole time, or do you want them, hitting each other, making contact, snug, just
Yeah.
they just two big guys slapping meat, right? Like, that's what they're looking for. That's what the people want out of those matches. So Lance gets it, and I was on the same wavelength as him, and I was really happy with that match. So thank you, Brian, for taking a look at
Yeah.
that one. That was
No, man, I watched a lot of them this week, and I was like, man, his progression is moving really well right now. I like it.
Thank you,
Yeah,
thank you so much.
sure.
That is wicked. I mean, I'm just sort of putting you into a position, sort of back in the day. If you were back in the day, I mean, Brian, look at him. He's got all the credentials, the size, the style, the personality, the move set.
Yeah.
He would have been an awesome third member of Chronic, right?
Oh man, that'd be well, what a dream that would be, man.
Hell yeah, man.
I
Absolutely.
it's and I'm not gonna be the one the guy because I've gotten in my head about it before, but I'm not gonna be the guy that's like, oh, all the small flippy guys and all this. Like I'm not gonna
Yeah.
like complain about that because everything evolves, right? Whether it be comedy, music, wrestling, things evolve, and it is the way it is, and you gotta fit in where you fit in. And I can say like, oh yeah, in the 90s, I probably would have had a job by now, but you never know, you don't know. And so I can't you can't play that game. You can't get wrapped up into that stuff. But it's just in like we were talking about off the air. It's you try to fit in little things that kind of fit nowadays, right? Like you said, when I run my shine and I do splash in the corner, I do a lucha roll. Some guys
Yeah.
are like, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, "Well, it's one thing people don't see it coming. Two, I'm like practical. I tell them I roll." So what that does is it creates distance, and then I'm already in a position to take off, and I'm already down, ready to take off. So instead of running to the other side and then running back, I'm telling you I tell people the physics of it. It's like, yeah, you might think, oh, why is a big guy rolling? I'm like, well, there's a reason for it, but it's just those little things that you put in here and there that show my athleticism for being a guy who's 6'12", 15% of a metric ton to keep it in gimmick. Just to give them a little something. Like you always see, like the takers of the world, and he would do the big dive at WrestleMania, right? He always saved the big dive over the
Saved
top.
it. Saved it,
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
he saved it. He little things of athleticism. We did that big DDT, big jumping DDT. You could just see, okay, he's a legit athlete, right? Like he could do the clothesline. And you see him do he would twist in the air doing it. He shows his mobility. Kane, same thing. Like all big guys that you could just show a little bit where it's not like you're over the top moving 100 miles an hour, but just every now and then like boom, oh, there it is. You can see the snap, and you can see the like you always say, like snap with the meltdown, right? Like you snap it, right? And if you just show like you're moving quick, but it's powerful. And that's all you gotta do. Just give them something. Like, oh, look with my sidewalk slam.
Oh yeah.
Just boom,
The
boom,
flash.
bam, big, quick stop.
Boom.
That's
Yeah.
all you need to do. And then just slow it back down. But just
Yeah.
to show them that you have it.
And after you've done that big move, that's your time to interact with the audience. Let
That's
them
it.
let them absorb what you just did, and you know that, and you're doing it. So
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
yeah, absolutely.
and doing it
Tomcat,
so
where you
he's
at,
doing
bud?
it so well, brother. He's doing it so well. We just wish you continued success as you build it and build it and build it and build it. But what is the ultimate dream for you, Ben? I mean, obviously everybody's could say,
Yeah,
I want to be the main event of WrestleMania, but for
of
you, what
course.
is the dream?
That is, I mean, objectively, that's the dream of every
Yeah,
wrestler, right? Like,
absolutely.
that's that objectively. But at this point, I would love the opportunity to show what I can do on a national platform,
Mhm.
on TV, and just like have the chance to do that and get the shot because everywhere I go, and it's a little bit of me patting myself on the back, but um, you know, I do get reactions. I show up to places and people do want to see me. And it's not just like, oh, you only wrestle in front of 400 people. I'm like, yeah, but every time I go out in front of those 400 people, they always remember me. They always come up to me after the show saying how much they love the match, this, that, and the other. And if you can do it in front of 50 to 100 to 300 to 500, if you do it in front of that many people, then what makes you say you can't do it in front of 10,000, 20,000 people,
Yeah.
right? So it law of averages at that point, right? Like you can figure like it's not a I think that's really my goal. I just want the opportunity to show that I can do it and I do belong on that stage. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, I'm living a dream that I never thought I would live and I want to continue to enjoy it. I want to, continue to network, continue to make really good
Yeah.
relationships with people. The one thing that everyone always asked me when it came to like basketball, and people would say, "What do you miss the most?" Like, what'd you miss the most about basketball? I'll tell you right now, it wasn't the 6 a.m. practices. It wasn't the bus. It wasn't the 7 hour bus rides after a loss. It wasn't any of that. It wasn't having a silent bus and the coach or watching film on the bus and the coach screaming at you after a loss. It wasn't any of that. It was the locker room. It was that type, it was the camaraderie. I missed that the most. And that's just something that I get with wrestling right now, getting to walk in locker rooms and seeing veterans and peers and then up and coming guys or guys who are just training and then now I'm becoming a guy who like I never thought this would happen, but people come up to and be like, "Oh, I love all your stuff. Do you have any advice?" I'm just like, "Oh man, I'm the one giving advice now." Like, I kind of laugh at that, but it's just like, I think that's so cool. It's like now people are looking up to me, and I'm just like, wow, like, and just to be a positive role model in the space and
Yeah.
just try to continue to be a good person, but having fun with it and not taking my work serious, but not taking myself too serious. And that's kind of like what I want to put out there. And I want to continue enjoying this. Because it is a dream. I always said I just want to be involved with wrestling. Then I said like when I got into it, I'm like, even if I just have one match, I train and just get one match, I can say I did it. And now 7 years later, how many matches I've had, 400 or 500 matches since then. I can always say like I can say like I'm part of it now, and now I always have that, and it's been an awesome ride, it's been an awesome journey, and I just hope to continue it. And that's really so it's kind of an answer, kind of a non-answer, Tom, but that's my dream, my what I want to do is just continually enjoying myself, having fun. And that's really it, man. Like it's because it is at the end of the day, this has been a blast. It's been an absolute blast living this dream.
You have literally just echoed the sentiment as to what we have in our mantra from the meltdown. It's all about positivity, and you have just completely shone with that, brother. So more power to you. You mentioned that you were giving yourself a little pat on the back. Well, from a legend in Arizona to a journalist in Manchester, allow us to both pat you on the back because you are
Thank you.
smashing it, brother. Absolutely smashing it. Well,
Thank you,
before we
fellas.
wrap this afternoon up in a
Mhm.
beautiful big bow, I'm going to hit you with some rapid fire questions. So
Okay. Oh boy.
it might just sit there in the frontal lobe. It might be on the tip of your tongue. Just spew it, whatever
All
you
right.
think, whatever scenario. And there might be some really easy ones, and there might be some that you go, oh, okay. But whatever
Okay.
comes
Let's
to
see what
mind,
we
quick.
got.
All right, let's go. It's time to ignite the flame. It's time to hit Big Trouble, Ben Bishop, with some rapid fire questions. Let's do it. Chops or super kicks?
Oh, what was that again? Say it again.
Chops or super kicks?
Oh, chops.
Entrance smoke or pyro?
Pyro.
Heel turn or surprise return?
Surprise return.
Pre-match hype music or silence?
Pre-match hype music.
Heel or babyface?
Babyface.
Just like Bryan, just like him
Yep,
right there.
that's
Steel
me.
cage or ladder match?
Cage. Yeah, I don't like going up. I don't know heights. I don't want
You're
to go
big
up there.
enough, brother. You're big
Yeah, I'm
enough.
big enough. I'll keep my feet on the ground. That's fine.
Sweet or
I'm going through
salty?
the door. I'm going through the door too. You're gonna say door over the top, going through the door. What was that
That's what
after?
you learned from Scott Steiner, I heard. Yeah, just go
Yeah,
through the door.
go through the door.
Sweet or salty?
Oh, sweet.
Favorite cheat meal?
Oh, this is the tough one.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. The number one thing after a match is a crisp Diet Coke from McDonald's or a any fast food restaurant. But if I had to go with a cheat meal after a match, I would probably have to say, I'll just give you the McDonald's order. I mean, I would go with or no, Wendy's. I'm sorry, Wendy's. I would probably go with two crispy chickens and two junior bacon cheeseburgers and a Diet
Wow.
Coke, large Diet Coke. No fries. Not a fry guy. No
No
fries.
fries.
Oh,
No
no
fries.
fries.
We'll keep it healthy. That's a healthy section. No
Healthy,
fries.
yeah, right, yeah. Yeah.
I
And the
love
Diet Coke. Don't be the Diet Coke. Diet Coke.
I'm a Diet Coke guy as well, brother. We'll
I'm a
chin
huge
to
Diet
that.
Coke guy. Yes.
Oh, love it. Go to karaoke song.
Oh yeah, it's oh this is easy. Brandy by Looking Glass.
Ooh, very
No.
nice.
Yeah.
Would you time travel backwards or forwards?
Oh, backwards. I'd have a job.
What a great answer. Love
Yeah.
it. Best pickup line you've ever heard.
Oh boy. To me?
Yeah, man.
To me? Oh, I mean, I've heard the popular one that girls used to say is I'll climb you like a tree.
Oh, you
Yeah.
heard that one, Bryan? Yeah, that one. Is that on your TikTok?
Something along those lines. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite swear word?
Favorite swear word. Oh boy. I would just go. It's simple shit. Yeah, piece of shit. Wrestlers like to say that a lot. Drizzling shit, piece of shit. You know, it's a shit. So that's usually the one that comes out the
The
most.
drizzling. Yeah, that's it.
The drizzling, yeah.
The drizzly. What's the weirdest thing that you carry in your bag?
The weirdest thing I carry in my bag. I don't carry anything too weird. Honestly, I don't. That's a tough one because I don't have anything. I don't have anything too weird. I mean, dude wipes. Dude,
That's
I
all
gotta
right. That's
get.
weird enough,
I don't know
right?
if that.
That's
I don't think
good.
they're a sponsor, but I'm putting them over. Dude, what? Yeah, yeah. After a match, especially when you like can't shower and you're like, I gotta get a shower in a bottle or shower in a plastic thing. Yeah, just get going to the airport stinking.
Well, we're looking for a brand new sponsor, aren't we, Bryan? We might hit
There we go.
Dude
Dude
Wipes up
wipes.
with
Dude
this
wipes.
little clip. Let's take a look. What's the next one? We've got three more. What was the last thing you Googled?
Last thing I Googled. Oh, Brian Clark.
Ah,
What's the secret talent you
Hey,
pretend
he
not
wasn't
to
Brian Adams? No, I'm kidding. What was
have?
that one?
Secret talent you pretend not to have.
Secret talent I pretend not to have. Um, I could very. You know what? I can't do it on the spot 'cause I know you're going to ask me, but I'm pretty good at impressions. I can do pretty good impressions, but on the spot, I'm pretty bad. I have to be in the moment.
You don't have to do them, but give us a list of a
Okay,
couple
yeah.
that you don't do them, but give
So
us names.
E40, he's a rapper. I was able to do that one pretty well. That's like my number one. Usually, any type of like '90s rock band, whether it be Pearl Jam or Creed or anything like that. So those are usually my go-tos. And that's also my other karaoke songs, whether it be Creed, Pearl Jam, type of stuff. Yeah, that type of rock,
My son will be
like
literally
the.
beaming from ear to hear when he hears this show. He has a vast vinyl collection, and it is all sort of grunge, post grunge stuff. All
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah. Oh, he's
New metal too. Some new metal.
Oh man, he is
Nice.
the king. He has been hitting. We have a local independent record store here in Manchester. He's literally in every day. They know him by the first name. They
That's
they roll
badass.
out the red carpet because he spends frigging all my money.
I bet
Uh,
I gotta get to Manchester. There's a spot called PPW there, run by Nathan Black, who
mhm.
and I gotta get to the UK. I gotta get to the UK. I really want to wrestle there. Everyone always asks me, want to go to Japan or Mexico? I'm like, yeah, that'd be great, but the UK is where I really want to go because I think they would get my gimmick a little bit more than anybody else
Yeah.
would.
Oh well, we would literally open the doors for you, mate, and welcome you with open arms. It would literally warm my heart to bring Big Trouble over to
We'll make it
Manchester
happen. We'll
and
make it
make it
happen.
happen. So let's see if we can do last one I've got for you. Strangest compliment you have ever received.
Oh, strangest compliment I ever received. Um, it's always like the backhanded compliments that always stick with you.
Yeah, they're the ones that we're looking for. They're the ones that
Yeah,
someone can quote them.
it's always just like always like, oh wow, for such a you actually build pretty well for a guy that looks the way you do, or like something like that, where it's like, what am I supposed to look like? Like what am I
Yeah.
saying? They're like, Dad, do you got like something going on, like like gigantism, or like you ever seen like the Elephant Man? I was like, what? I was like,
Oh, wow.
stuff like that, or somebody said to me one time. I remember I was in college, this just popped back in my head. And I remember we were doing like a meet and greet, our team, our basketball team, and a woman comes up to me, goes, "Where are you from?" I was like, "I'm from Rhode Island." She goes, "No, no, no, no. Like your build and your look, you look like you're straight off the boat." And I was like, "Straight off the boat?" It's 2009. What do you mean straight off? Like from where? Like where off the boat? My teammate was sitting there laughing. He's like, "Oh yeah, no, don't let him tell you. He's right from from the Soviet bloc." The Soviet bloc. I'm like, "What? To
There you
what?"
go.
It's like, so he was like crack, and she was like, "I thought so," and she walked away. I'm like, What?" It was like 2009. I was like the
Wow.
Soviet bloc. I'm like, yeah, like, oh
That is the
man,
one, brother. That's the one. That's the one
yeah,
that popped us at the end. I
yeah.
love that. I love that. You have
Oh,
passed the test, brother. That fire is burning.
oh,
The rapid fire. Give him a round of applause. That was
Good
awesome. Brian,
job.
what do you think?
Awesome, man. Ben, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to visit with us today, man, here on the Meltdown. We wish you so much more continued success as you climb the mountain to the top, man. We're definitely pulling for you. We will keep following, keep watching. And again, we love all the content, man. It's great.
thank you, man.
You're popping the boys, you're popping everybody. So we just, again, just wish you the best on this journey, man. Really do.
Thank you, man. And Brian, really, I appreciate all the love, man. Like, just like I said, like you don't need to do that, but the fact that you go out of your way and you comment and you post and you repost and all that shit, that means more than you know. So I really do. I really thank you for that. And I'll see you at Squared Circle Expo. A little
That's
couple of
right. Yeah.
yeah, a little
What
over a
days are
month.
you? What days are you
I will
there?
be there Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
So
I'm
I
there
so
Saturday only. Yeah. Okay.
I'm on the
Cool.
show Saturday.
Okay.
I'm wrestling Cross, so Killer Cross.
Oh man, that I
Yeah.
will try to make that if there's a way I can do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah,
Oh
it
yeah.
should be that'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Yeah, he's a great guy too, man.
He
Love
is.
it.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good, man. I'm looking forward to meeting you for the first time. And again, thank you so much. We really enjoyed having you on. You're always welcome anytime.
Awesome, fella. This was a blast. Thank you so much
All right, brother.
again. Y'all have a good one.
You too,
Ladies
man.
and gentlemen,
See you,
he
bro.
is big trouble. Give it up for Ben Bishop. Woo!
See you, boys.
We are going to raise our glasses to Big Trouble Ben Bishop. Thank you so much for stopping by on this amazing Meltdown Monday. It's been a pleasure welcoming the viral sensation. Yes, he breaks the internet on a constant basis. Raising our glasses for you, brother. Chin chin to you and
Great,
continued
great.
success. As I'm sat here in Manchester, we're enjoying some sweet tea. But Brian, what have you got in your cup over in AZ?
Well, Tomcat, I got to tell you, I stumbled upon this, and this is the best coffee I've had in a very long time. It's called Blackout 1776. It's a dark roast. It's made by veterans, made here in the USA, and it's coffee with values, man. And it's such a smooth taste, very smooth. You can have this as an afternoon coffee. I even have it in the morning, and then if I want another cup later, this is the perfect one. Not too up, not too down, right in the middle. So yeah, we got to check that out. Blackout 1776. If you are listening, the meltdown is calling.
Well, you know where I am. You need to ship a little crate over to the UK bomb shelter and give me that sweetness and that little pep that we need. Please feel free. Get in touch. Well, from us here on The Meltdown, what another sensational show. It's been so good to be able to touch on all the different spectrums of professional wrestling. So, over the past 4 or 5 weeks, we have heard from a wrestling savant in Raven, a wrestling purist and historian in Bill Apter, one of the greatest managers of all time in downtown Bruno, Harvey Whippleman. We have heard from a past intercontinental and tag team champion and Montreal legend Jacques Rougeau. And now we have heard from internet darling, Big Trouble Ben Bishop. 6'12", don't you know? What a run of shows. Well, we're going to keep that run coming because you guys are the ones that stoke our fire and ignite the flame. So do let us know. Let us know in the comment section, guys, if there's anybody that you would like us to reach out to. Reach out, and we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll reach out to them and see what we can muster. But we've got things bubbling, brother. We've got things bubbling. We've got some names that I'm literally salivating.
I know, because like you say, booking ain't what?
Easy.
There you go.
Shoes ain't cheap. Booking ain't easy.
That's
It's time to put a big bow on this Meltdown Monday. I'm ready to go and hit the showers and get prepared to watch a little Tribal Keith as we get prepared for another sensational week. But from right here in the good old UK, we'll wave that Union flag as proudly as we possibly can and send all our love all the way around the world, even if you're listening in a fishing boat in Lake Michigan. From me here, we'll see you all again next week. Same Meltdown time, same Meltdown channel. Shoes ain't cheap, booking ain't easy. We'll see you next week. A boom.
Thank you all so much for joining in today. Again, 6'12" Big Ben Bishop. Man, he was as cool as I thought he would be. I'm looking forward to seeing him in March and get to actually meet him in person. So as we leave you today, I want to give some big shout outs to people who are always watching on our show and sending us messages, and we appreciate them. So don't stop. We love to answer all your questions. And again, we're taking suggestions for guests. But a big shout out to our big man, our brother, Jonathan O'Dwyer. Of course, Melissa, who's always watching the Meltdown and keeping it on a roll. Giorgio, always commenting, and much love from us. And of course, Adam Sentif over at PWEF on Facebook. Again, guys, much love from the Meltdown, the Tomcat, the Bomber. We are out. You guys have a great week. We will see you very soon.